I don't want this life anymore. Not in a suicidal way. I don't want to die. I don't want to disappear. I just don't want to wake up in 10 years doing the same thing from now and calling it stable. Because stability without direction is just a slow way to quit.
Most days are simple. 5 days of work, gym when I can, trying to make videos when I'm already tired, basically grinding a life that isn't even impressive. Which is funny because I'm exhausted and there's nothing dangerous even happening around me. There's no war, there's no famine, just discontentment, comfortability, and vibes. I got promoted and that sounds good, right? More money, more responsibility, but suddenly I'm standing next to people doing the same job in their 30s and 40s. I mean, these are good people, hard workers without a doubt, but all I'm thinking, if I'm doing this job by the time I'm their age, I will have failed for the sole reason because I didn't set my goals high enough. And when I was a kid, I never dreamed of growing up and saying at least the pay was okay. And the real draining part isn't the work, it's realizing how easy it would be to stay. See, I realize now that sales does make sense to me. I like talking to people, I like explaining things, and I like reading situation. That part all fits, and that's fine. But what I've realized is I don't want to waste my life fighting for a bigger commission check. I don't want to wonder what would have been. I don't want to speak to people as part of a script to hit a quota for a company that doesn't even care about me. And I don't think the current feeling I have is depression, but I have no other way to say it than discontent. It feels like I know what I'm capable of, and I'm worried that I still might end up average. Years ago, when I was at a really low part of my time and I was genuinely depressed, I just wanted the pain of life to stop. Now, I just want to stop lying to myself. This isn't sadness, this is pressure from the potential that I keep ignoring. And now when I'm overwhelmed, I don't even feel like I cope properly. I don't party, I don't spiral, I don't smoke to take the edge off, I just do nothing. Which at first sounds peaceful until you realize you're tired from resting and still not getting any real progress. And around New Year's, it clicked for me that if I structured this year correctly, I wouldn't have to be doing this job that I'm doing in another year. And that thought has ruined every excuse that I could have possibly made for myself, because now this is just life. It doesn't work for me anymore. So I've started to try to learn every skill that I think would be beneficial. I'm really going to take this YouTube thing seriously. Not because it's guaranteed, but because betting on myself makes more sense to me than betting on a schedule. Around Christmas time, I had a conversation with a friend, one of the smartest people I've ever met. He told me that when he graduates school, he probably won't even be able to get a job in quantum computing. And I asked him why. Of course, he said, it's too competitive, which it is without a doubt. And I realized something. It's not that most people genuinely lose, it's that they just decide too early that something is unrealistic for them. And honestly, it's not that I go into something new with the assumption that I'll win, but I promise I will never disqualify myself. And that mindset alone can put you ahead of people who are way smarter than you, but already gave up. And I'm not special, I'm not a genius, and I'm never the most talented guy in the room. What I am is unwilling to count myself out. I'll do the work when it's boring, I'll stay uncomfortable, I'll keep going even after all my motivation disappears. And I think a large percentage of the population, including myself, tend to stop right when things get quiet. Right when they realize there's a long journey in front of them. And I'm going to try to take those roads until they eventually lead to a dead end or where I want to be. So now when I feel this pressure, this low-level depression, I don't panic. I listen, because it's not telling me to end my life. It's telling me to end a version of it that's going nowhere. Ending it isn't an option, but ending what's slowly killing my ambition has to be mandatory. And there's nothing wrong with us inherently, but there is something wrong with pretending that ignoring our purpose will give us ultimate satisfaction in our lives. This feeling isn't weakness, it's resistance. And resistance means we're not done yet. I don't want this life anymore. Not because it's unbearable, but because it's beneath what I'm willing to work for. I'm not quitting. I'm not disappearing. I'm just refusing to let comfort decide how my story ends.